So today I'm going to be doing the review on last night's Twisted episode. So, the episode starts off basically all about Danny, and starts off with him at soccer practice, and I'm really glad that he's starting to make friends with that one guy. I don't really know his name, but I'm glad that he made the soccer team, which, no, they're not treating him fairly still because of Archie, which, I hate Archie, oh my gosh. He's so mean to Danny for no reason at all. He's just rude. But I'm glad that Danny does have one friend on the team. And, then it goes to Joe's room, and Danny's there. And I was just like, that's a little weird. I mean, because he's just sitting on her bed when she wakes up, and it's like, how the heck did you get in my room? And I'm like, that is really creepy. I'm like, don't ever do that again, Danny. And she's like, ew, I don't want you touching me because you're sweaty. So then he decides to take his shirt off. And I'm like, Danny, do you really think that's the best idea? I mean, I know you and Joe have been friends for years, but it's like, I don't know. I just thought it was a little awkward that he did that. And then he came close to her face, and I was just like, oh my gosh, they're gonna kiss. He was so close. And then when when they start kissing, I'm just like, oh my gosh, Danny, what are you doing? You kissed Lacey before. And I don't know how, but, well, I do know how. I mean, right after I say that, I'm just like, wait a minute. This is a dream, isn't it? And I'm just disappointed. I mean, I don't know whose side I'm really on. I don't know if I'm on the Daisy side or if I'm on, the Gianni side. So, yeah. I was just like, this is a dream. Like, I realized it right before she woke up, and, the episode tells you that it's a dream. And I'm just like, how disappointing. It's probably disappointing to her, too, since she's having those dreams about him. And then they go to school, and what's her name's brother comes up, and I'm just like, he looks familiar. And I'm like, oh, that's the guy from Secret Circle. So if you watch the CW shows like Vampire Diaries and stuff, then you probably know about the Secret Circle, and he was one of the characters on them. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. All these people I watch on other shows, they're making a comeback on different shows on different channels I watch. And I'm just like, that's kind of nice. So I still get to see them acting, And then he's like, Lacey, I saw you talking to Joe and Danny. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you can't say that in front of Sarita and the other girl. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I saw you. You guys are talking. Like you have a secret meeting or something. And I'm just like, oh, you guys really need to be more secretive about this. I mean, I honestly thought they were being secretive, but apparently people do see them. I was like, I'm kind of glad she covered herself up, but, you can already tell that Sarita doesn't believe her. So. Then Joe and Danny are sitting on the stairs just talking. Rico's jealous, and obviously because he likes Joe. I think it's because he likes Joe. Danny gets up and he's like, I have to go to English or something. Which, it really confused me because I was like, English? I'm like, it's dark outside. Then I'm like, well, when I go to school in the morning, it's dark. So, yeah, I was like, it's the morning. And I thought it was so funny because she's like, okay. And Danny gets up and she's just like, just staring at him. And I'm like, yeah, Joe, you totally don't have a crush on Danny. So obvious. If he had eyes in the back of his head and she didn't know about it, yeah, you can tell. So yeah. And then Danny and Lacey, they have their little meeting, and I really wish, my thoughts at the moment, I really wish that they would just tell Joe, kind of, so that she could already get over it. I mean, I know she'd be mad, but, it just annoys me. And he was like, well, that kiss, I mean, I can't believe he jokes about the kiss, and I'm just like, Danny, that's not really something to joke about. I mean, he's serious, but he jokes at the same time. I don't know. But I thought it was really sweet how he basically confessed his love for Lacey, he's like, Lacey, I love, what, he said, I'm in love with you or something. I'm just like, oh, Danny. And I'm like, but Lacey's like, she's being such a jerk about it. She's like, Danny, no, I have a boyfriend. And I'm like, yeah, but at the same time, you kissed him back for that whole, like, 2 minutes or whatever. It's just like, yeah, you totally love your boyfriend. And, one of the guys from the soccer team gets poisoned with mothballs, which sounds really gross. I mean, I don't even know why mothballs exist. I mean, they just sound gross. It's like, who wants to eat moths and balls? I mean, no. But yeah, and they were like, oh, well, I think Socio did it, and people say Socio, Danny, whatever. You know, they don't like him. And I'm just like, can you accuse him? I mean, sure, he was in the weight room with him, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, honestly, think logically, people. Why would Danny poison his only friend on the team? And what are his chances of being another outcast? I mean, yes, he's a socio, but everyone needs a friend. Why would you poison them? And it just annoyed me so much because Archie's turning the whole team against him for no reason. Like, if Archie wasn't there, I honestly think Danny could have adjusted better, faster. I'm just like, Archie, shut up, because Danny did not do it. Like, Archie did it, obviously. I think Archie killed Regina, by the way. Just saying. And, you know, then they had their little stare down. It's just, I don't know. And Jo, you know, she's invited to the party. And, you know, at first she doesn't want to go, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, you know, the guy really likes her. I was like, that's kind of cute. I'm like, because, you know, since Danny's with Lacey and everything, she can just go off and be with him. And, yeah, so then Lacey and Jo and Danny had their little secret meeting behind the crypt at the graveyard, because that's where the party was. And they finally tell Danny that they found out that his dad had rented the apartment. And he's just like, I can't believe you guys, like, I can't believe you kept this from me. But he's like, yeah, and I'm the one keeping secrets. And I'm like, you are the one keeping secrets? I mean, they kept that one for what, a few days? You've been keeping yours for years. And they told you. That's the difference. I mean, it's the same thing, but it's not, because at least they told you, and you're not telling them anything. And I know he's trying to protect them, but I really wish he would just tell the full story. It bothers me so much, because I want to know why he killed his Aunt Tara. I want to know what's up with the necklace. I want to know what's up with Regina. I want to know, I just have a lot of questions about everything. And, I felt really bad, because it was like, you know, Danny tells Jo they got kicked off the soccer team. And he's like, it's the one thing that makes me feel like I'm with my dad. And I'm just like, oh, Danny, your dad's always with you. Like, you don't need soccer to make you feel better. I mean, if he thinks he does, then maybe he does, but it's not necessary. And, you know, Sarita sees Lacey, and she's like, where have you been? And she's like, oh, I just had to take a phone call with my mom or whatever. And, you know, Sarita's not dumb. I don't like her, but, like, really, you can't really lie to her. She's not dumb. And I just can't believe she would make Lacey choose. I mean, I know it's the typical popular girl decisions. It's either us or the so-called nerds. But honestly, I think Lacey should choose them. I know she doesn't want to lose her popularity, but Sarita isn't even a real friend. I mean, she seems like a total jerk. I wouldn't want to be her friend. It's like, you have a bad attitude 24/7 about everything. And you get your fun out of making jokes about people, mean jokes about people. Like, I wouldn't want to be your friend. And, you know, Sarita leaves. And Lacey and Danny find each other again. And, because Danny's he's staring at Tara's grave. And, oh my gosh, I honestly kind of expected it, but not really. I expected them to kiss, but not as intensely as they did. And, you know, they're just kissing and everything, and I'm just like, yeah, well, if I thought, you know, their first and second kiss was intense, this one got them beaten. I'm like, yeah. I'm just like, oh my gosh, Lacey and Danny. And then she pushes him off and she's like, I can't do this. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just sitting here and I'm screaming on the inside of like, they're so cute. And I wish they would just get together already. Which finally she breaks up with Archie, in the end, and she goes to Danny's house and she's like, this has to be a secret. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, yes, I want them to be open about it, but I think it's nice that they have their secret because then they'll just have more scenes where they're like kissing behind a tree or something. I don't know. But in all the mix of this, I feel bad for Jo because she admits to her mom that she's in love with Danny. And I'm just like, wow. Like, what? I mean, I thought she liked him. I didn't think she'd admit she was in love with him. I'm just like, crazy love triangle. But I feel bad because Jo's the one on the outs. I guess I am more of a Daisy, though. But I think, okay, I'm more of Daisy because they're just so cute together. But I'm kind of on the Janny side because I feel bad for Jo. So, I guess that's kind of a pity thing. But I'm more Daisy. So I'm such a Daisy fan. Like, I ship them all the way, and I really hope they can come out in the open, or at least open to Jo, because I really want to see how she takes it. I mean, I know she's going to be sad and upset and avoid them, but I don't know. I just want to see how they tell her. If she finds out, by catching them, or if they tell her in person. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on Twisted, and thanks for watching. Toodles!